So you're doing a bodybuilding show.
Yeah, I'm coming back, man. It's been years, over 5 years. Masters USA, because, bodybuilders, normally the good ones die before the age of 40. So I figure there's no one left. I might have a chance.
And you have to get your pro card again? Did it expire?
I was a NABA pro, and it expires, but I could probably call them and be like, hey guys, can I get my NABA card? Because there's 2 NABA pros left. Mm-hmm. When I got my NABA card, it was funny because I was getting ready for nationals, and I did a warm-up show, and I ended up winning it. They're like, well, to do nationals, you got to forfeit your pro card. I'm like, well, I had this shit 2 months. I'm like, at least let me enjoy calling myself a pro for 3 months. So yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I'm really excited because I'm holding at 220 pounds. I'm leaner than I've ever been. I had diastases in my abs, so I have mesh and 40 titanium screws. And I posted a picture on my Instagram this morning of how small my waist is. And I never had that before because it's the most unflattering picture, but I posted anyway. In the morning, my face looks, I'm 80 years old. My eyes are all droopy. And I'm like, I got to post this because I'm really proud because surgery was really hard. So I had to get literally titanium screws put in my stomach.
When did you get that surgery?
This was 2016, I believe, or 2000. It was one of those, I think it was 2015 or 16.
Anything similar to what Phil Heath had to have happen?
Does anybody know what Phil Heath had done?
I guess he had some sort of hernia.
So I know he had a hernia patch. They just do it over the spot. Mine's literally from right above the ding, 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 and then right up to here. So it's this whole area right here. My thing is, and I've said this, and I liked, but just going off topic, if Phil got the full mesh, 2 things that will determine the Olympia. Number 1 is it takes a long time to heal. I didn't notice my abs come down and get used to it for about 2 years.
And I think he's been around that.
Yeah. But if he got a patch over his hernia, my issue is if you look at his stomach during the Olympia, if he just got a patch, there was something off about not just one area. A hernia is like a bump. Mm-hmm. His entire midsection, there was something off about. I'm a Phil Heath friend and fan. But if he got the full mesh like I did, and again, he makes money with his body. I don't, right? He probably, it's going to look amazing. If he just got a patch, there was something weird with his overall abdomen. So that's a huge variable. But yeah, it was a tough recovery. I mean, it was hard because you have no control. You have no control over your midsection or your core. So peeing's hard. You have to basically overdose on making magnesia to poop, and it's just basically. Wow. And it was a tough, and I had to sleep on the recliner, and it was a tough couple weeks. But man, I had a good surgeon. He did a good job. I'm really happy. But yeah, I mean, I'm coming back because it's easy. I'd hate to say that, but I don't eat a lot. And part of it's because I have mesh holding my stomach in. But for me, my main issue is eating enough food. And, I don't have to get on any crazy steroids. I'm on HRT. I'm just going to roll right with that on in. And so I'm like, why not? And I see who's, my buddy Mac Truck won last year. He looked great. And I think I'm on his level. And he would probably say the same. I think we're comparable bodybuilders. I'm not saying I'm better than him. I'm saying that we're in the same league, I'd say. And I think that I'm going to show conditioning is how I'm going to win. And I'm really excited because I haven't seen my body since my body, how it is to get shredded. You're like, man, I want to do that just one more time. And if I win, I'm going to roll right into a pro show because I don't think a pro card counts until you do a pro show. That's my opinion. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because I feel great. And if I can just OD on this stuff, I'll be okay. I'll be at the show, what's going on, guys? Why are you guys so mad? But yeah, for me, I stay lean. I don't hold water, and I'm almost 20 pounds heavier than I was when I got my first pro card.
Wow.
I was 202 when I weighed in.
Oh, shit.
And everybody thought I was 220, and I lied. So, well, I didn't lie. People were like, man, you look like you're 220. I'm like, yeah.
And I'm sure your fans are aware of this, but people that don't know you and maybe are unaware of Tiger Fitness is, a tremendous amount of information about nutrition, a tremendous amount of information about food, a tremendous amount of information about how to prep for a bodybuilding show. You lifted with some of the best bodybuilders. You lift still now with Brandon Curry, Mr. Olympia. You lifted with world champion powerlifters. You have investigated this stuff. And in talking to you yesterday, about carbs and different things like that, it was refreshing to hear you kind of say I don't necessarily like carbs from a health perspective, but they're necessary sometimes for me to, go into certain phases of bodybuilding, or I'll suggest them to certain people for certain reasons. And I love that. And I think that that's really important when people are thinking about where to put their money. I think it's great to invest their money in a company, one of your companies, because you have that knowledge, you have that backing, and then your even your customer service is probably going to reiterate a lot of the same things that you believe in and so forth.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And I think, looking at just health and longevity and always, like, research is constantly evolving. We were talking yesterday about what you're eating, the protein. Like, you literally, the data is pretty profound because it proved me wrong. And I've been wrong a lot of times. My diet theories change every time research evolves. Research doesn't change, it evolves. I think we'll agree on that. It doesn't change. Like, fats are still fats and carbs are still carbs, right? But it evolves. And, the new data is pretty compelling in that you can overeat protein and not gain fat. And it's ridiculous, almost to the point of gluttony. You can overeat. So if from a performance standpoint, everybody, my one disagreement with, like, the keto people is that carbs are your preferred energy source. Some of them will say that. No, it's not. I mean, because, it's like lining up three girls and you're like, and you prefer the one. Maybe I like blondes and that's the one I'm going to sleep with, right? Not that ever happens to me or ever will happen, but with you give them all three macronutrients. What's your body going to first for energy? It's going to glucose. Your body likes glucose. It's easy. It's really easy. So, and also spares protein and all that good stuff, right? But for performance, absolutely. I mean, there's a good amount of data and evidence that carbohydrate inclusive diets aid performance. But if I'm not concerned about performance, if I just want to be my leanest, my strongest, my healthiest, and I'm looking at how to do that, if I'm just looking from a pure longevity standpoint and I'm cool not gaining the optimal amount of mass, I'm still going to train, I'm still going to exercise. The more I look at it and the more as evidence evolves, the more I'm thinking, you eat protein almost to the point of not having to measure. You just make sure you get enough. And then you fill in the rest. You have your fat inclusive meals. You get, let's say, 0.5 to 1 gram of fat per pound of body weight, right? And then you have fibrous vegetables or vegetable type, like broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, whatever, things like that as your other source. And you don't need carbs. Are you going to perform optimally in a competitive setting? No, but you're also going to stay, and this is assuming you've already lost the fat. Like, I haven't seen it on losing weight. I've seen it on putting weight back on. So let's say you've dieted down, right? If you were just to switch to essential fats or fats your body needs to survive, protein, adequate protein, and then fill in the rest with vegetables, and then take in your micronutrients through supplements or whatever your supplementation of choice is, you're going to have a really hard time getting fat.
What you just said would work for anybody.
Yeah.
Period.
It's fantastic. I mean, I still believe in veggies. I still think they're optimal. I still think you should have some fiber in your diet. Do you need as much as a lot of people recommend? No. I mean, I think
there's a lot that's unknown about vegetables when it comes to the anti-nutrient thing. Like,
you're
everyone's
right.
like,
oxalates.
Yeah, but I think we have it wrong. I think that because for every yin, there's a yang. There's always another side of the story. So the anti-nutrients that might be in there, I think, are causing other things that are probably beneficial to the body that we because I don't believe that they're bad for you.
Well, the evidence on vegetables is longevity. I mean, there's ample evidence on vegetables and fruits being healthy, and so as I look at it, if I was ever to quit wanting to perform optimally, if I just want to perform.
And when you say perform, do you mean in the bodybuilding setting?
Both. In the gym. I mean, at the end of the day, I've been on low carb diets. I've been on keto diets. I've tried carnivore. I've tried all that. My training, no matter how much sodium and pre-workout and any ancillary, I could even add D-bol to this. It's just carbohydrates are just freaking awesome. They're just awesome for training. They just are.
Much easier to tolerate a caloric deficit in my own experience. Much easier to handle a caloric deficit with a little bit of carbohydrates in your system and extreme amounts of protein.